Oh yeah. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Time to go hunt me some ghosts. Wait. What do you mean this is a possession movie? No, I thought they were incorporeal beings that take over other people. That's possession. That's the new Ghostbusters, right? Can I at least use the proton pack still? Yes! Hello and welcome back to another midnight showing. As always, I'm Kelly, and I just got out of Incarnate. God damn, this movie was so close to being passable and or good. Just so close. Oh man, this movie is kind of frustrating. And if you've actually seen the movie, this joke probably makes a little bit more sense than it should the more you think about it. Just saying. But yeah, for those who don't want any kind of talk about it, this movie isn't worth your time, unfortunately. Which is really sad because the cast is really trying in this movie. But they can't get over basically everything else that's wrong with it. So, without further ado, let's start with... Let's get this out of the way real fast. I was not expecting, gold from this. It was just kind of an interesting new take on the exorcism. We always see the spiritual denomination exorcist. This time we've got a science denomination type doing this. We've got someone who's literally trying to go into the mind of the victim and force the demon out from the inside. Eviction, as they call it. And that's the plot of the movie. You have Aaron Eckhart, who basically pioneered this entire idea, and he's trying to find a specific demon he refers to as Maggie, who kills his family. And that's all you really need. This is a very simple thing. It's more of what you need in the visual side to actually carry this. We'll get to that in a minute. But going on with the good, Aaron Eckhart especially is just acting the hell out of this role. I mean, I don't know whether or not he read the script or not, but he was really trying. He is trying so hard to sell you on this idea that demons and monsters, yokai, unogiri, everything, whatever religion, denomination you call them, whether they be demons, angels, monsters, unogiri, all of them are the exact same thing. They're parasites that latch on to your basically your soul. And they try to feed off you until they can't anymore. And then they hop to the next body and the next body and the next body. But if you can force them out of your body, you can actually, kill them off and end this cycle. That's what he basically does, is basically go into the victim's mind to get them to realize what they're seeing isn't real. They're trapped in kind of a dreamlike state while the demon has control of his body. And if this sounds familiar to you, you might be a DC fan and know about the Black Mercies. Yeah, those little flower things that always attach themselves to Superman and Supergirl. In fact, they actually used it in the first season of Supergirl, which I think is kind of burning through material. I mean, slow down, Supergirl, just saying. But yeah, this is basically what they do, is they give you everything you want, keep you in a dream state where you're happy for the rest of all time until the thing sucks you dry and kills you. Yeah, that's basically this movie and how the demons work. But again, that's not a bad idea. Him going into the victim's mind to try to break the illusion. Inception meets The Exorcist. This actually is a very damn impressive idea, and Aaron Eckhart is really trying to sell you on it. Unfortunately, we have to talk about... Oh my gosh. I don't want to say this because of how good of an idea this is, but it's completely squandered. It's so squandered. Aaron Eckhart and the rest of the cast are trying. They are acting the shit out of this, but you can tell exactly which movies the writer was watching when he wrote this shit. Because there are some very, very memorable things that happened that I just couldn't help but think of other movies. I'm just saying. So the Vatican comes to call upon a paranormal investigator type to determine whether or not this haunting is real. I'm pretty sure I saw that inside of The Conjuring 2 earlier this year. The climax of the movie is the main guy literally taking the demon upon himself and throwing him out the window to kill himself. Wasn't there a Schwarzenegger movie about that called The End of Days where he did the same thing with Lucifer? Going back to the same people who made The Conjuring, let's talk about Insidious. We have a team composed of an actual psychic and two people who basically do jack shit. Oh my god. This movie is like a menage of all these other horror films, and that probably would have been fine, and I wouldn't really have cared if they hadn't really done what I think is the biggest sin of this movie, which is the ending. The absolute ending of this film. And no, it's not about the jumping out the window suicide thing. That's what happens after that. Seriously, the 2 minutes after that moment completely destroys this entire film to the point where I was gonna give it a, go see it rating up until this fucking ending. That's how bad this last 2 minutes of the film is. It ruins what is essentially a mediocre to okay, actually, this probably would have worked better as a TV pilot now that I think about it. But yeah, it completely ruins the hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes that came before it. This is a really short film. It was okay. It was enjoyable. I could respect it for what it was. Yeah, it reminded me of a bunch of other horror films, but you know what? At least it had the balls to end on something good. Nope! Then 2 minutes happen and just... it goes exactly where you think it's going to go. And I talked about this before, but it needs to be restated. So if you don't want any really heavy-duty spoilers, like the ending of the film is going to ruin everything for you, just skip to whatever time slot I put there. But, I'm not going to give this recommendation because of this ending, so you can stay if you want. So yeah, the whole point of the movie is Aaron Eckhart searching for this one demon. He finally corners her inside of the body of a boy, and he has to help the boy, and then they're going to exorcise the demon and kill it once and for all. But it turns out that this was all the demon's plan to get Aaron Eckhart into the body. But thanks to Deus Ex Machina serum thing that he got from a friend who died for no reason. Yeah, why did he die again? Anyway, he gets the serum, which gives him enough clarity to take them both down with him. And he jumps out of a 10-story building and somehow actually survives for about 30 seconds afterwards, which I thought was actually kind of cool. What if he did survive? He killed off the demon, but he survived, and then we get sequel possibilities, and we can actually go into, mind dives and show, really cool Doctor Strange, Inception effects as they're, going through the mind and fighting different types of demons and things. That idea has merit. It has really good merit. Then this happens. So an ambulance arrives suspiciously fast for jumping out of a building, just saying. It was there within 30 seconds of him jumping. They put him inside of the back of the freaking ambulance, and they start trying to bring him back because he apparently died again. And they managed to bring him back for about 2 seconds, which is long enough for the would-be love interest to hold his hand and have the demon transfer out of him into her. He dies, demon lives. Okay, let's start from the beginning. This is the number one stupidest needs to die cliche in horror. If you're not going to do it right, okay? The monster wins it in the end. How many times have I discussed that when talking about films? The Lazarus Effect. Conjuring 2, I was praising it because it didn't go for that stupid thing. But Krampus, all these different horror films that just get completely and utterly butt-fucked because the monster has to win at the end. Why does the monster have to win? Hell, if you just had him die, he jumps out the window, it's a sad ending, but at least he got his revenge and this demon's no longer killing everything. That would have been fine. It wouldn't have been great, but it would have been fine. But by having the demon, literally win, it fed on his psyche, it got away, and now the world is screwed because of it, because isn't that the happiest ending you ever thought of? Exorcism of Emily Rose Part 2. But it destroys this journey that we saw Aaron Eckhart's character go on. Seriously, he went from starting basically as just being a mindless hunting drone. He doesn't give a shit about saving people, just more like killing the demon that killed his family. to actually legitimately caring about this family and wanting to save this kid to the point where he's willing to sacrifice himself for it, and he finally does commit that sacrifice. He didn't... I would have preferred it if he did just live. We get a franchise out of this where we get to see all these different demons. These possibilities are endless. I want to see more from that. But we won't, because this stupid thing won. Oh, well, there's going to be a sequel in the future. Yeah, but they're going to cast some nobody. How the hell did they get Aaron Eckhart for this? And as I said, he and the rest of the cast are really pushing it for it. But he is the one that really sells this movie. He can't be in any sequels if he's dead. And he died at the end of this film. So yeah, it just basically butt-fucked this entire idea. I think that what pisses me off more about this than anything else is the fact that this was a good idea. That this had merit. That this had been in different hands other than Blumhouse's. Don't forget Blumhouse. Their stupid random jump scare shit. God, there was a few of those in the very beginning that made me want to smack my head against the seat next to me. But if it had been in better hands, if it had actually gotten... someone who's going to use this idea correctly and give us cool visuals. The visuals we got weren't bad, but they felt more like TV production. So I give them credit for, at least having some cool ideas. Actually trying to put realism to the world until the demons are find out and they have to get away, and then having shit get a little weird. And they never go like heavy duty weird. I wanted like folding buildings and demons trying to like, grab the person and pull them back into the dream type thing. But, it never goes that far. And the way you escape from the dream is the same room every time. It's just a different color. Okay. But can you imagine if, say Christopher Nolan or the guy who made Doctor Strange actually got a hold of this idea and just took the visual ideas from that movie and applied them to this one? You could have this brilliant new age horror film that actually goes into more of psychology and things, but the fact this is never going to happen, and the fact that they wasted this idea, this really is this year's Lazarus Effect. Lazarus Effect had the exact same problem, a story of redemption completely buttfucked because the monster won at the end. Here we have another story of a guy trying to learn to care again, finally does, and it's butt-fucked because the monster wins at the end. What was the point of the hour and 20 minutes that came before it? What was the point? And this is why I can't stand endings like this. It's because of this shit here. And it's why I'm going to have to move on to... My final verdict inside of this one was originally going to be a see at a discounted price because it was a decent idea that I would have loved to have supported. But because of this fucking ending, my rating has dropped down to wait for Netflix. If you see it on Netflix, you could probably watch it just for the sheer enjoyment of the idea. Just stop when he jumps out the window. After that, don't watch anymore because it just... all the hope that it gave you is gone after that. There's no point in actually watching it. God damn it. Yeah, so that's it for me. Have you seen Incarnate? God, I hope not, because I don't want to support a movie that shoots itself in the foot like this. But if you have, leave a comment in the comment down below, and maybe we'll get some healthy discussion going. And as always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit the like button, the share button, and subscribe for more. Follow me on all the social medias like Facebook and Twitter. And on Twitch, I am going to be streaming my entire playthrough of Final Fantasy 15. I'm starting the night of this recording, which is Friday. Unfortunately, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get a chance. It might be an only Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing. So that's going to be at least once or twice a week, but I will be streaming it. I will try to save the video and put some highlights and bring them up on YouTube after some editing, but I gotta catch up on a few things first, so be sure to look out for that. And yeah, that's it for me, so I'll see you all next time.